Hey guys, it's me again. We're going to talk about Jasper Johns this week. Jasper Johns was an abstract expressionist, and he usually creates things that you would typically see in your classroom. So sometimes you might see a target, sometimes you might see an American flag, sometimes letters or numbers. So he uses those as his subjects or what he makes his art about. The target says, I can use determination to follow step-by-step directions when creating block numbers in the style of Jasper Johns and honestly reflect on the artwork I created. So that's looking at your artwork saying, is this my best work? Do I think I did my lines the way I was supposed to? Do they look like the numbers that I was drawing? Okay, so here's our steps. Plan on a scrap piece of paper or dry erase board. Practice drawing the numbers 0 through 9 with Miss Katie on the video. Then you're going to take a clean sheet of paper and draw 0 through 9. I have to change that. In the style of Jasper Johns. If you want to add color, great, add color. If you want to keep it black and white, you can do that too. Right here is a color version of Jasper Johns' work, and this is a black and white version. Okay, it's the same letter, it's the same numbers drawn on top of each other. It's up to you. And then your last step is explain what characteristics of art you use to create your block numbers. Okay, so let's go. Then you're going to click on your next slide. So on this slide, it will have Miss Katie's video. It has the steps as well. First, you're practicing, then you're drawing or adding the color. Okay, here's his works of art. You can do your artwork this week in this style with it almost looks like a grid, or you could do it right on top of each other. Then you're going to get to this lovely page and you're going to listen to the story lines, squiggles, letters, words. And then this is a song about Jasper Johns. So make sure you listen and hear about the way we talk about his work and his compositions. And then when you are finished, make sure you upload your artwork to Seesaw. And he overlaps or he draws right on top of his own work of art. So if you, when you're practicing your numbers today, if you end up going on top of other numbers, that is totally fine. So this is my scrap sheet of paper. We're going to draw together. I'm going to use a Sharpie. You don't need to use a Sharpie. Go ahead and use a regular pencil. So this is our practice drawing. I usually like to have my wide side of my paper towards my belly button for this, but it is up to you, okay? We're going to be starting with the number 0. So for those of you, this is our easy one. We're starting with a 0 or an O. We're going to draw the number O right inside it. So 0, we have a block 0. Now to do the number 1, remember you can pause it at any time. I'm going to do a diagonal line up with a vertical line down. Okay, I'm going to go right next to that and go diagonal line up. This time a horizontal line with a vertical line. You can pause it whenever you want. I'm going to give it a foot and a foot. I'm going to draw a horizontal line underneath. And now I'm going to connect, connect, connect. If you can draw your 1 all by yourself, go for it. So now I have a 0 and a 1. Now I'm going to go with my 2. I'm going to draw a regular 2. Now, you need to make sure you leave space for a second number 2 right next to your first number 2. We have 2 number 2s, and I'm going to connect and connect. If it is not a perfect number 2, guess what? You are just practicing. Number 3. I draw my 3, and then I draw a second number 3 right inside with a vertical line right there and another right there. And I connect and I connect. So far we have 0, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to go to 4. 4 is a little tricky. 4, I'm going to start with an L. I'm going to leave some space and draw a vertical line down. I'm going to draw a vertical line down on the bottom. I'm going to draw 3 sides of a square and connect, connect. Number 5, we're back to that 2 number 5. So we draw 5, a second number 5 right next to it, and then connect. Your number 6, You draw a regular number 6, but don't close it up. Give it a tail, connect, 0 inside. You can pause it whenever. Notice mine are all the same size, totally fine. If we look at his work, they're right on top of each other. So 6, now I need to do my 7, 7, 7 inside it, connect, connect. Number 8, I'm gonna go almost close for a circle, and then I'm gonna do another almost close for a circle with a little circle and a little circle. For my 9, I'm starting to get smaller down here, but that is a-okay. I'm gonna draw my 9. It's gonna be a curved line with a tail, and I'm gonna have a second line right next to it. Connect. 9. Now 10, we already know how to draw the 1. We already know how to draw that 0. So I'm not going to show you how to do it because you already know how. Now you have all the tools you need to be able to draw your numbers. Jasper Johns does it 2 different ways. He has them side by side next to each other, kind of like this in a grid. And then he also draws them right on top of each other. Since we just did them next to each other, I'm going to do a drawing of them right on top of each other, okay? So I'm still using my Sharpie. You should still be using your pencil. I'll start with my 0. And then I'm going to go with my 1. I'm going to do the best I can. And it is going right on top of the other one. My lines eventually are going to get pretty confusing. And my 1. So far I have a 0 and I have a 1 right on top of it. That is okay because that's the way he worked. I'm going to do my 2. I'm going to put my second 2 right next to it. Whoa, I'm already getting confused. This is super hard. Now I'm going to go with my 3. Right on top of what I did the first 2. Now, if your numbers are getting so confused that you're getting frustrated, you could say, okay, I'm done on this piece of paper. I did 1 through 3 and then get a second sheet of paper. So you could have 3 sheets of paper. If you want to fit the numbers in the side, that's all right. Okay, that's also okay. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to make them smaller over here. So I'm doing my 4. So right now I have all my numbers on this sheet of paper. They've sort of become a little abstract, okay? I have a 0, but I do not have my 10, okay? I'm going to choose not to do my 10 because I don't think I have space. That is one way to do your artwork. For my final draft, I can also do it this way. I'm going to go really fast because you guys have already seen me draw all those numbers. And then this time, instead of adding numbers on top, I would add color. Guys, I'm just adding the primary colors on top, trying to make the colors not coloring the same colors right next to each other. So I'm just mixing them up, doing one color for the inside of the number and a different primary color for the outside of the number. It's easiest if you outline your number with your color first, and then you can go pretty quickly around the square. If you would like to also add water on top and paint water on, it will blend your colors together, kind of like Jasper Johns. So I went ahead and I colored all my space